So I'm here outside Renfrewshire Council office. I've left the prop here and I'm just going to see if I can get any interest. Again, it's just to let these people know that we're here and we need to start pressing them, you know. So, what do you think, mate?
What a rubbish.
Why?
Government trying to tell people what they can and can't fucking do as usual.
Well, what do you think? Do you think the Earth's a globe?
What? I don't give a fuck.
You don't care? Do you think it's important to know where you are?
I know where I'm at.
Where?
Paisley, Scotland, on Earth.
What is Earth though?
A big fucking planet we live on.
You think it's a round ball?
Could be fucking a square for all I know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Would you take it for granted that it is a globe?
Don't know. I can't say I've been up in space to say I or not yet, so...
Do you think you would need to go to space in order to find out exactly where you were? What about science? Do you think science would be able to tell you?
Aye.
Right, so, do you know what physics is?
Aye.
You know what the physics of liquid, like this bottle I'm holding right now? So it's filled with water.
I know
right. I
know the basics, I don't know all the ins and outs.
Well, your everyday experiences is that water will take the shape of any container you put it in.
Aye.
What about the surface of it there? What would you say about the surface of it?
Same.
Flat?
No.
What would you say then?
It's beveled.
Where?
For the edge of the bottle to the middle, it's beveled.
What, meniscus, so like it dips down a wee bit?
Aye.
So you're getting tension on the sides of it, on the bottle of it. What if I was to put a wee ball in the bottom of that bottle? Would you see the shape of the ball on the top of the surface of the water?
I'm trying to remember this. Probably not.
No, because that's physics. Water doesn't have the ability to support itself like that, does it?
No.
Right, so if the place is covered in water, and we know that water only takes the shape of containers, and the surface doesn't show shapes on its surface, how can you be living on a bar?
I don't fucking know.
What did you think there when you seen that?
A load of rubbish.
A load of rubbish?
I think the government try to tell people what they can and can't do again.
No, this is me that put that there.
Was it?
Aye. And what I'm trying to show people is that the government are lying to us about where we live.
We all know, everybody should know that.
So you know the government lie?
Every time they open their mouth they fucking lie.
Yeah. So you know that there's no real photographs for space?
No, because the radiation would kill us as soon as we try and left the atmosphere.
Right.
So they say.
Right, so do you think they went to the moon?
No.
Of course they didn't. So do you think
I don't think there's actually been 40s. There's no oxygen, no wind in space. So how the fuck can the flag flap?
Good.
You could pick up a bunch of rocks, scatter them about the place, and go, "This is the moon."
Yeah. How do you thrust in a vacuum? You don't.
Exactly.
You need something to push against. Aye, you alright? Oh, you know what I'm doing here. You want to take part? Aye, so you know the government are lying.
Aye, as soon as they open their mouth.
You know they're telling lies about going to the moon. So you know that they're telling lies about getting to space.
Aye.
Aye. So what I'm saying to you is that we don't live on a wee spinning ball. We live on a level plane.
I don't know about that, if it's a level plane or no.
Well, what would you think it is?
Could be any shape.
But it has to be something.
It's a shape of some sort, but I don't know what.
That's a measuring tool. See, water, we use that to construct when you can depend on it, you know, over and over and over again. For me, that's the most accurate measuring tool that anybody has in order to tell us where we actually live. So if the place is covered in liquid and we can test this stuff 100% of the time, and we know that it has to be a container of some kind.
Not necessarily. Gravity.
Well, you would need to give me practical examples. You know what natural science is?
Aye.
Would you?
I don't know 100% of it, but I know a bit about it.
Well, if I says to you the core of science is observable, measurable, testable and repeatable, you have to be able to observe stuff, you have to be able to test it, and you have to be able to repeat it. Would you say that's what science is?
Aye.
Right. So when you say gravity, I suggest you're going to say gravity clings the water and all this stuff to this wee ball.
Right, if they say it's a ball, the planet's supposed to be spinning about 1,000 miles an hour, maybe even faster, so the gravity obviously is pushing everything into the centre of the planet.
But see, if you go to the shows like the fairground and you go on the waltzers or something that spins you, does it pull you inwards or does it throw you outwards?
It tries to throw you out.
Right, so that's physics again, that's what we test in reality again. Right, so if we were spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, The oceans and all these kind of things wouldn't be stuck to the ball. But again, if you get one practical example of gravity and how water would be clung to a ball. If I get a ball right now for you and give you this water and ask you to pour it on the ball, what would happen?
It'd pour off it.
Exactly. So why would you then believe a story that with a mystical force like gravity when you can't ever observe or recreate it?
We constantly observe gravity.
Where?
We're walking a bit.
What do you mean?
If there wasn't gravity, we'd be flying a bit.
How do you work that out?
No, we need gravity to hold us to the ground.
So if I fill a helium balloon and I let it go and it rises up,
it's because of the helium. It's not the gravity isn't affecting the helium because it's a lighter object.
Well, you've just answered. You don't need gravity. You've just answered that the helium's lighter than the air, so it rises. You're heavier than the air, so you fall.
And so is water.
Exactly. So where's gravity?
According to science, it's gravity fucking holds us up.
According to science or according to priestly institutions that tell you that?
Probably both.
Well, where did you hear about gravity?
When I was in school.
Right, so you believe it because you were taught it?
Aye.
That's the only place you've ever heard about it, isn't it?
That and a bit on shitty telly, and I don't really watch much of that.
Right, so TV and hearing about it in school is not really a scientific thing, is it? Do you trust your own senses?
Aye.
Right, so if I'm saying to you and I'm asking you to trust your own senses, you know what liquid's like, you know how it behaves every single day. You go for a bath, you fill your sink up, you fill your kettle up, you have a cup of tea, you go to a swimming pool, you go to a lake, you go to a loch. You know the water's always flat, don't you?
It's not always flat.
Of course it is. Well, this is waves.
Aye.
Well, wind. But if I were to say there was no wind...
It's always flat.
Right, so do you think the oceans are going to be any different?
No.
So you're not curious then to wonder what else is beyond this earth?
I have been. I mean, the same thing where they say, oh, there's never been aliens, and then they go, oh, aliens crash landed in Roswell. Why the fuck would aliens come thousands upon thousands of miles and crash land and not invent seatbelts?
Fucking good point, mate.
Or some form of seatbelt to hold yourself for dying.
See, they have people focusing on up there and trying to convince you that it's all going on up there.
No.
And really for me it's across the way.
It's underneath me.
It makes me a sense that it's across the way.
Other people.
Well, so you think there's people live inside the earth?
No. What we should do, instead of looking up, we should look down.
Like here, because this is where we live.
Aye.
Yeah.
We'll find, you dig under the ground, you'll find maybe a whole bunch of bones.
Yeah.
And they bones will tell you what happened 100, maybe 1,000 years ago. So why don't we just keep digging further down?
Well, this is it. What do you think, sir?
That's bizarre.
Do you think it's concerning that the governments are lying to us about where we actually live?
Well, I couldn't say, I wouldn't know about that, I couldn't comment.
Do you not think it's important?
I couldn't comment. Another time.
Okay. So, see, this is a problem we have with people. People think that it doesn't matter, but
The older generation.
do you think, I mean, if they're going to these extents to lie to us and tell us a story about where we are, then there must be something important.
Going to be.
Huh? So do you think you're going to look into this a wee bit further, or are you still not really caring?
They can lie all they like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I've stopped listening to the government.
What kind of questions do you ask yourself about life? What's important to you?
You live, you die, it's whatever the fuck you do in the middle.
Well, what's important to you though?
Nothing.
Nothing's important to you. You're just drifting through life, not giving a fuck, just going at it.
Aye. Why not?
What if somebody offers you and says, well, by the way, here's where you are and this is what life's about and, you know, this is how it came to be. Would you want that information?
I would want to know about it.
Of course.
I would want the truth.
Right.
Not some cunt to lie to me.
So it is important to you then?
Aye. But I still want to give flying monkeys, I would just go my own way.
Do you think some of the confusion in life is because people don't know where they are? They don't know what life's about?
Probably.
Yeah. Some of the horrors we see, some of the injustice we see. Do you think there's a huge difference between the psychological mind state of, you know, a big bang and a wee delicate planet flying endlessly through the vacuum of space with no rhyme or reason to it, to the opposite, which is you're on a level plane that was deliberately created and that there's more to life than you're actually realising?
That's a possibility.
Right. So hopefully you'll go away and think about it, mate. Aye.
I constantly think about random shite.
I wouldn't say it's random shite, but I appreciate your honesty, man. I could only ask you for that, you know. Take care, bud.